Hello and welcome back to Zim Review. My name is Keith. I know. I miss you too. So sometime last year we announced that we're going to be starting a new series on the show that we called hashtag Before the Fame. And yeah, this is it. Roll the intro.
Egos, we broke up like the Bills. Ooh, yeah, good lord, yeah. Hashtag.
Alright, so this new series is still Zim Review, only with the hashtag Before the Fame. This is a series where we talk about your local celebrities and their laughing times before, you guessed it, they were famous. Opening this new series is the laughing times of one of my favorite local rappers. You might know him because he won Album of the Year at the Zim Hip Hop Awards in 2016 with his very first album. He won People's Choice Award at the Cheetah Music, Entertainment and Laughter Awards. Say that right. In 2016 and 2017, you might know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one and only Sharky.
Just another kid with a dream. Alright, so
Sharky was born Marshal Muchenje on the 8th of June 1993, which makes him 24 years old today. Marshall was born and raised in Zimbabwe, Chitungwiza Unit J, and he attended school at Seke 8 Primary School, Goromonza High School, and Zimbabwean High School. And Sharky is currently studying for his bachelor's degree in marketing. Growing up, Sharky was always a bright student, coming out with 4 units at grade 7 and 12 points at A level.
I am a smart dude, 12 points at A level.
Studying maths, accounting, and economics. Sharky always thought he was going to be in accounting, but he states that that's just because he thought it was the right way to go, not necessarily because he enjoyed it. Marshall is the youngest of 3 boys in his family, and they were all raised by a single mother. Well, his father is still alive, but he left when they were all still very young. He simply went to the UK and never came back. I wish my father would. Growing up as a family, they were always there for each other as they had to, because, well, growing up without a father figure around the house did get tough at times. His mother is and always has been an independent tailor, and although tough times would come around the house, she always provided the boys with food on the table, clothes to wear, and took them to school until they finished. He says that their mother was never really strict, as they would never get the grilling that they expected when they started going out clubbing at only 14 years old. Whoa. Instead, she's always been very supportive of the boys' dreams and ambitions. Sharky's brothers Mike and Shepard, Mike being the eldest, well, he is a dancehall artist. He features in Sharky's first album, Sokomatimai. You should definitely listen to that one. And Shepard, well, he's a keyboardist and scriptwriter. He got to play at Sharky's album launch in 2016, which I also happened to gracefully perform at. Like, hey. Sharky says that it's a bit tricky to pinpoint exactly when he got into music, but growing up, he has always been listening to dancehall, which was a very important part of his childhood because, well, where he grew up, everybody was listening to it. It wasn't until when Sharky went to high school when he was introduced to hip-hop, as he would go to boarding school and be mixed with all different kinds of kids from different backgrounds, and later then becoming the school's DJ at Goromonza High School, which would allow him to dig deeper into hip-hop and discover artists like Kanye West and J. Cole, and particularly loved the way they told their stories through their rap. He kind of fell in love with it. It is in high school when Marshall attained the nickname Sharky, where in just Form 1, a bunch of his friends literally sat down together and came up with a name for him. The movie that inspired that name was Shark Boy and Lover Girl. Yes, those were the times. Just to say that I was there, I was part of the circle that came up with the name, but I didn't like the name. That wasn't my suggestion, but hey, it stuck around anyway. Completing his O-level at Goromonza High School, Sharky went to Zimbabwean High School, where he would become head boy. Well, this change of environment allowed him to get into extracurricular activities like writing speeches and debating. I bet it wasn't debating, it was just writing bars and delivering them and seeing how the people reacted. Marshall didn't start recording music until after high school, when then friend and classmate, who is now producer/artist Fanaf, invited him over to record a track because, well, he liked the way he wrote his bars and lyrics in a Facebook group called Zim Rap Battles. They would go to Fanny's bedroom studio, which was very small and didn't have much room to move around, but it was enough for Marshall to realize that he wanted this real bad. He recorded his first song there and he just fell in love with what came with that. From that point, Sharky would start writing more of his own music and start recording and sending it to people. This is when he would get mixed reactions from people, and it kind of discouraged him because he was expecting way more likes than dislikes. It was when he realized he needed to improve on his music distribution and networks around the music industry. Sharky has always had a day job, and at the time of this recording, Sharky has maintained his day job for a little over 4 years. It gets tough at times to juggle around music, life, and work, but Sharky says that every time he gets discouraged, he pushes a little more. And for a guy who took Album of the Year at the Zim Hip Hop Awards with his very first album, he's not doing too bad, if you ask me. Sharky has always been the one to keep his music career away from his 9 to 5. I guess you can say that he was accounts clerk by day and rapper by night. So basically at work, nobody even knew that he was a rapper or was capable of doing art. It was only in 2016 when one of his supervisors called him to ask Marshall who Sharky was.
Matukudi.
Well, she called and asked because she got home and found the kids singing along and watching the video to Soko Matemais. It was at this point that Sharky realized that he wasn't at the position that he was before because he couldn't hide his music career from the world anymore. I guess if you're out there, you have a day job, you want to do something artistic, you think you can't choose between the two, hey, why not do both? Sharky's top influences in music were Kanye West, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar. Sharky says that one of the most propelling moments in his music career as it started was when he decided to launch his first album, Soko Matemais, in 2016. The response he got from his album launch was nothing he ever expected. 2 days later after the launch, the album would become #1 on iTunes for a straight week. In the same year, Sharky was called to represent and perform at the Gladys Forte hip-hop concert in Dakar, Senegal. The country is French-speaking, and although nobody would understand what he was saying, they gladly received his performance and his music in a way that further told him that he was made for this. So yeah, later then in 2017, Sharky released his second studio album called Take Back the Land. He would also get interviewed by the BBC during the March for Freedom, as the album talks about taking back the land. And well, this is the life after they were famous. If you follow Sharky, you know all about this because, well, this is the life and times before the fame, before you knew them. So yeah guys, thanks for tuning in to Zim Review. I hope you like this new series, and if you want to watch me cover some profiles of some of your favorite artists and or celebrities, just suggest it in the comment section below. Next week I'll be doing the life and times of Takura before the fame. I hope you're excited about that one. Thanks guys for watching. It's been a ball, y'all.
I am the man of the year. I am the man every year. Kiri mushingi pa mangoma aya bangu bangu. And you could see it. I'm about to be the biggest artist of my generation. Yeah, that's a bold statement. I'm headed to the sky. I started from the basement. But even back then, before I met 10, I knew I was gonna be amazing. Always be the beast I was caged in. Skiri lecha bebe na kuchamba my feds. But chayila kutibarira bands. Without a manager, I managed to make moves, got your favorite rapper looking like an amateur. And we all know they need to fix. I still come through no matter. Apa, back to the Shokubika Doro. Apa, Pano to what I'm Zoro. Apa, back to the Skiri and my venture. I don't think it's a sit. My very best Doro. So you know, if I Kenya Sunday, I saw a Chora Katinya Sunday. All I ever wanted was a chance to be heard. It's why